Hey everyone, it's Jack from WhatCulture.com, a very tired and slightly hungover Jack from WhatCulture.com. Look out for our SummerSlam reactions, which will be uploaded, I believe, at some point this week. But anyway, it's time for some quick news regarding SummerSlam, and that is that there were five title changes on last night's show. So those 5 changes were both women's belts, Raw and SmackDown, both tag belts, Raw and SmackDown, and of course the Cruiserweight Championship, which is back on Neville. But let's look at all of these, I guess, individually, and let's also mention that we didn't see The Undertaker last night, despite that picture that we all saw on social media of him on a plane, sparking wild rumours that he'd come back and maybe cost Brock Lesnar or something like that. There was none of that. There was no sign of The Undertaker. There was no sign of the Great Khali. I saw a few rumours about him as well. But SummerSlam, by and large, was a kind of surprise-free show in terms of run-ins and debuts and all that sort of stuff, but it was very surprising in terms of results. So let's take a look at some of those title changes right now. First of all, I think the biggest title change to talk about, at least in terms of future storyline implications, is Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins winning the Raw Tag Team Championships from Sheamus and Cesaro. Cesaro, of course, got the biggest pop of the night, literally, when he popped the beach ball. You know what I'm talking about, Richard, behind the camera. Yes. You got that. Dean and Seth won. It looks as though their reunion is going strong. And many people are predicting, after a short spell of dominance, that Dean Ambrose will turn heel on Seth Rollins. I like this title change. I thought it made sense. I think Cesaro and Sheamus have had a good run with the belts, and I wouldn't be averse to them having another run with them somewhere down the line. But for now, I think this storyline with Rollins and Ambrose is one of the most compelling things on the main roster. Next up, the SmackDown tag titles. Not as much of a story here, really, apart from the fact that apparently, and I still haven't watched the pre-show, but apparently it was one of the best matches on the card, one of the best pre-show matches ever. Why was it on the pre-show is the point, I guess. New Day versus the Usos. The Usos won the titles back. It looks like the SmackDown tag titles are becoming kind of a hot potato, like we saw with the Raw Women's Championship earlier this year, and of course the US Championship just a month or two ago between Owens and AJ. This is an odd title change. I expected the New Day to hold it for a while. Maybe I thought the Usos were going to lose and then go over to Raw, but it looks as though they're champions again now. They really need some more tag teams on SmackDown, don't they? I can't think of anyone beyond Usos, New Day, Fashion Police, Ascension, I guess. Thirdly, the Raw Women's Championship changed hands. It went from Alexa Bliss to Sasha Banks, who won clean. She made a tap out to the Banks statement. Bit of a shame for Alexa. She's one of the most, I think, charismatic and entertaining women in the women's division. But then again, she's not the best in the ring, even though she has improved slightly. Whereas Sasha, of course, is fantastic in the ring and charismatic and all entertaining and all the rest of it. You can't really complain with her having the title, especially if it leads to that feud we've all wanted to see since both were called up to the main roster between Sasha and Bayley once she returns from injury, especially if Sasha turns heel at some point. Over on the SmackDown side of things, the SmackDown Women's Championship, as I mentioned, also changed hands. This one was a far more curious booking decision, not one that I especially agreed with. Natalya, who, fair play to her, she's put in a lot of effort over the years, and she's one of the more, I think, technically sound women's wrestlers on the roster, if not, you know, kind of one of the most flashy and spectacular to watch. But she finally won the SmackDown Women's Championship from Naomi, which I found strange, especially with Carmella, a heel, waiting in the wings with the Money in the Bank contract. I didn't really agree with that one, but fair play to Natalya. She put in kind of a fast and furious performance in the ring, so I guess it was well deserved. I just don't agree with it. And finally, maybe the most baffling title change of all, and another one that happened on the pre-show, the Cruiserweight Championship is back around the waist of Neville. So what was the point in him losing it on Raw? I don't understand why they would have ended such a dominant and entertaining reign, only to give it to Tozawa and then give it back to Neville on the pre-show. It makes very little sense. We all assumed when Neville lost on Raw that they did that because they didn't want the title change to happen on the pre-show, but we've ended up with the same champion anyway that we had in the first place. Not sure what this means for Tozawa. Maybe Neville will just have another long reign. Maybe he'll lose it. This one's really confusing. If anyone could tell me why this has happened, or any other opinions and thoughts you might have, do leave them in the comments section down below. That's all for this news update on SummerSlam. Let us know your thoughts in general. I'll be doing a podcast later on today with Adam Wilborn and King Ross, I think, talking about SummerSlam in general. Watch out for our reactions as well. Later on this week, they should go up. But there's not much more to say. I've been Jack from WhatCulture.com. Thank you for watching this little news piece / opinion piece, I guess, and I'll see you soon.